Welcome to another edition of Watching the Game, a sports show. I'm your host, Idris Mohammed Qademi, joined again by Adam Musreh and Auda Isa. Today, week 2 wraps up of the NFL season, and pretty eventful day yesterday. Um, a lot of injuries, unfortunately. We'll get into all that. We'll start going game by game. First up, Bears beat the Giants 17-13. Um, a game the Bears dominated for two and a half, 3 quarters, maybe. The Giants made it a game later in the fourth, but the Bears were able to hold on. What do we think of the Bears defense at full strength?
Not okay. Full strength. The Bears defense is really good, but at the end of the game, they looked really, really bad.
I wouldn't say that because, listen.
They were just giving up open passes, and how many?
They had the pick six that was called back.
Okay.
Complete and utter bull. That was terrible. That was the worst call I've ever seen in my life. And then, I don't know what else happened. And then he played prevent defense on the drive that they went 95 yards.
I don't know. Pagano needs to do something.
Chuck Pagano needs to stop playing so conservatively as if we're up 30 points.
I know.
When you're only up 14 and the defense has already, literally until that drive, literally until 2 minutes left in the third quarter, the defense had 3 sacks, 2 takeaways, and they almost got another sack, but then Jones got a nice flip to Deion Lewis to get the first. Then after that, they play prevent. They only get 1 more sack. They give up 10 more points. And the pick six that was taken away. But even then, they did look like the best defense in the league, though, for most of that game. I'm sure once Robert Quinn's playing all the snaps, it'll be even better.
Oh yeah, weren't we limiting him or something like
that? Even with him limited, they had 4 sacks and 3 takeaways.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And only 13 points. And I know the Giants only had Saquon for 1 quarter. By the way, rip Saquon. I feel really bad for him. I know they only had him for 1 quarter, the team at full strength. But, I mean, it's still an NFL team. You feel good about limiting them like that.
A win's a win.
Oh, yeah. And then offensively, I didn't like some of the stuff I saw in the second half, but
the first half was amazing. But I don't know what happened.
They've shown to have a much better running game, and then Trubisky was great in the first.
Well, do you know what I think? I think what happened is that they were going aggressive in the first and playing conservative in the second.
They weren't even playing that conservative.
He's had two interceptions that, for the most part, weren't his fault. It's not like he made bad reads.
Oh no, none.
They got tipped the line. The 2 interceptions were tipped at the line.
The first one he forced into a very tight window. It was not a good throw.
Yeah, well, the
second one, maybe Robinson should have come up with it, but it was a very good play by the corner.
In the second half, it was like the wide receiver screwed up a lot. It was not really Trubisky. If you think about it, Robinson didn't play well. I think it was because of his contract or something. Miller dropped a third down pass and a wide open touchdown. So the game, to be honest, could have been 31-0 if the wide receivers knew how to play football.
I just think part of the sloppiness in general is just due to lack of preseason, which also contributed to all the injuries.
Which is also why I'm happy that we had 2 easy games against the Lions and the Giants to help us get our footing.
And again, these games are confidence boosters. A win's a win.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I mean, if you beat an NFL team, you win. I mean,
if you beat an NFL team, you win. Someone quote that.
Never mind. Yeah, nobody heard that.
Put that on a pillow. If you beat an NFL team, you win. Adam Musleh.
More like Booger McFarland circa 2019. On the Giants side of the field,
this team is lost now without Saquon. But they did look low-key.
Why did they play better without Saquon?
I think it was more of our defense.
Yeah.
Just,
no, it was just more
like
of,
dropping back into prevent.
yeah.
We gotta stop doing that. That's how
Yeah,
we
the
screw up.
Giants looked bad offensively again. Not great defensive. Well, actually, not a bad game for them defensively.
Nah, they got
But,
lucky
I mean-
that wide receiver sucks. They let David Montgomery run all over them.
At the same time, right now it's trending toward they'll have a top 5 pick
The Giants?
at the current moment. Yeah.
Yeah, I think at this point,
They should
without
get-
Saquon,
should
they
get,
might
like-
as well just tank.
They should get Jamar Chase. Like a wide receiver. To help Daniel
Oh yeah,
Jones.
Jamar Chase type person.
Or an offensive lineman.
Bro, if they get Jamar Chase, pair him with Sterling Shepard and
Slayton.
Darius Slayton, that's very nice. Well, I think they'd rather go offensive line though. That's probably the better route. If they want offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, like the Pittsburgh game. There was a guy there's a guy tackling Saquon before he even gets the ball. He can't do anything.
What can you say? Giants suck.
I thought they were gonna be decent this year. I was wrong.
Let's talk about the other games first. The Titans beating the Jaguars 33-30.
Gostkowski did it again.
That was actually a funny game because Gostkowski missed an extra point, but then so did the Lambeau, the Jaguars kicker. So it ended up not hurting them, but he still had to hit the game winner.
Minshew's been impressive.
Minshew was so good.
Yeah. Or maybe
Someone
maybe the Jaguars are secretly good.
If
I don't know. They're not secretly good. They're so
if
bad.
Jacksonville gets a top 5 pick and they don't have to use it on Fields or Lawrence because Minshew's legit,
Which I think.
and then they
is.
have all these other picks. I mean, they could quickly like rebuild, like much quicker than we probably expected them to.
Yeah.
I think Minshew's legit, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What if he pulls like an Andrew Luck from a few years ago, carries them to the playoffs? I don't think he's that good.
That's the thing. Like Tennessee has a solid defense, and he put up 30 on them. James Robinson. If you don't have James Robinson in your fantasy league, you should go pick him up right now. I mean, he's already the top dog in their backfield, Jacksonville's backfield. I mean, Minshew's doing this without a lot of weapons. So, I mean, the Jaguars look much better than Houston so far. They beat Indianapolis. They only lost a close game against Tennessee. So who knows? Maybe they can surprise and win the division. The rookies are already looking good too. Henderson and
Minshew mania.
And then Tennessee's the only 2-0 team with a lesser point differential than the Bears.
Woo.
The Bears are +8. The Titans are +5. Titans are +5. So I think we know who the two least great 2-0 teams are so far.
Titans and Packers.
No. Anyway. Tannehill had a good game yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw the highlights. He had this really crazy, like, fading away back throw to Adam Humphries in the end zone. That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, but anybody can go off against the Jaguars.
I wouldn't say that.
Except for Phillip Rivers.
Not Phillip Rivers.
God, damn you, Phillip Rivers.
I want to talk about the Vikings.
Pass the ball to Ty. Nope. I'm gonna pass it to Mo Alley Cox.
Alright, can we talk about the Vikings-Colts game? And how much the Vikings suck?
The Vikings are awful.
Absolute trash.
This is gonna hate on us, but it's just the truth.
I didn't say any. I just said part of the reason why they're sucking right now is because they have a bunch of guys they need to replace.
Like a preseason.
And no preseason. I'm not saying they'll be good. I'm not saying they'll suddenly turn around.
No, you can't make that argument for any team because no team had a preseason. So
Oh yeah, but there's a difference here because this team had more roster turnover than most teams.
This is true. However,
They
like
should have
Kirk
known.
And let's
Cousins
not
They
sucks.
should
forget
have known.
Daniel Hunter is
I think
out.
I'm ready. I think I'm ready to say Kirk Cousins is the worst quarterback in the division.
Yes.
Right
So
now,
far, yeah.
yes. But
Yes.
like
Right now, yes.
Trubisky's the second.
Oh, that doesn't
Surprisingly.
matter.
not second.
Yes, he is.
No,
He's
second
not
worst. Second worst.
Oh,
Trubisky?
Yes, it's Trubisky's second worst.
Second best right now.
No, he's second
Does
worst.
this guy? Can this guy get his homer out of him?
Dude, he's
God, wait.
who's 2-0? Not
doesn't
Stafford,
matter.
not Cousins.
Yeah, Cousins is the worst. We already established this. That dude sucks.
Okay.
How do you throw 3 interceptions against the same with Adam Thielen and Kyle Rudolph and Dalvin Cook and
Oh my
Justin
God, we're
Jefferson?
getting off track. Anyway, so the Vikings, yes, they lost 28-11 against the Colts.
Bums. American.
And they suck. They're going 0-16.
The Colts looked like how they should.
No, the Vikings
winning.
just suck.
Dude, the Colts are good. Please get that in your head.
Okay.
Rivers kind
I hope
of
they
bounced
beat
back.
us just to prove to you.
Jonathan, big game for Jonathan Taylor. Big game for Jonathan Taylor and
Yes,
Mo
sir.
Alley
He's
Cox.
alright.
You know, Mo Alley Cox 5 catches, 111 yards. What a game!
Isn't Mo Alley Cox a basketball player from
was.
VCU?
He was.
He was my favorite college basketball player at one point.
And they picked off the Vikings 3 times. Ah man, why couldn't Xavier Rhodes get an interception? That's too bad. That would have been really funny.
Facts.
Yeah. So this is at least Indianapolis. You got a solid group of running backs. You got weapons for Rivers.
Not
This
Campbell.
is the type of
He's
This is
gone.
I mean, this is the type of team you would expect at least. And then the Vikings, like I said, a bunch of players to replace.
They're just trash.
But they have been very bad.
Can you just stop making excuses and just call them trash, please?
I'm not saying they're good. However,
Then just call them trash.
who do they play next week? Hold up.
It doesn't matter. They're gonna
people
lose.
People want you to call them trash.
Doesn't matter. They're gonna lose. I think they play the Lions.
Next week they play Tennessee. Okay.
All right, they're gonna
Tennessee.
lose.
Alright, if they lose to the Titans,
They
you
suck.
have to admit that they suck.
Anyway.
Colin,
okay,
Derrick
next-
Henry, 150 yards, 15
the next-
touchdowns.
Next game we got the Buccaneers beating the Panthers 31-17.
Okay, this game, Panthers are not a good team. Anybody
This
should beat
game
the
was
Panthers.
a sleeper, dude. I'll be honest.
I mean,
a sleeper
guys,
as
Tom
in like
Brady
a snooze
played
fest. It was
horrible.
not fun.
again, Buccaneers are overrated. They almost let the Panthers come back against them.
Actually, they had like 3 drop touchdowns. It's
Doesn't matter. They still
definitely
suck.
Brady had a great game. It's definitely not his fault.
Yeah,
And
but
nah,
still
they
the
were still in
Panthers.
control. They were in control of the game.
They didn't have their number 2 receiver.
Name one defensive player in the Panthers.
Yeah, plus Godwin was out.
No one.
Jeremy Chin.
All right. Okay.
I mean, they're up 21-0, and sure, it was 21-14 at one point, but they still controlled it
Yeah.
for most of the game. It was a good. Probably Carolina was the best opponent they could play as a bounce back game.
Who do you play
know.
next week?
Next week, Tampa Bay. Next week plays the Broncos, who are injury ridden.
Yeah, Tampa Bay. Dude, there should be no excuse if Tampa Bay loses.
Yeah, I think I agree. Or do I?
Either you agree or not. All right, next game.
Give me 1 second. Oh, by the way, so yeah, Panthers are screwed the next few weeks without McCaffrey.
Yes.
Next
They were
game.
low-key screwed regardless. Low-key,
Yeah,
though,
but-
only low-key.
They might get Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence.
Maybe. I don't know.
And trade Teddy Bridgewater
Next game, Steelers beating
the
the Broncos
Buccaneers.
26-21. The Broncos are the most injury-riddled team in the NFL right now.
No, the 49ers.
No,
Them and the 49ers.
It's the 49ers, but the Broncos are a close second.
Yeah.
Man.
No Vaughn,
Lock.
Sutton, Drew Lock.
Let's see. Locke, Lindsay, Sutton,
Vaughn.
Jawan James opted out.
Von Miller before the season.
Melvin Gordon might have been a good pick.
Only because of injury.
Yeah. Hey,
AJ
Jeff Driscoll.
100 IQ by me drafting him. I can predict the future.
I mean,
I drafted Saquon.
They played the Steelers close, especially considering they had half their team out. So give credit to Vic Fangio. But
give credit to Jeff Driscoll.
Dude, no. Driscoll, they're not going to win a game
dropping
with
dimes.
Driscoll. They're not gonna win
he played good. He had 256 yards, 2 touchdowns. He got sacked 6 times.
Hey, I'm gonna say that Melvin Gordon did screw up last night when it was like a 4th and 2. They were down by 5, and Melvin Gordon missed a block, which led to a sack.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So,
and then they iced the game.
Yeah. And James Conner ran for like 1,000,000 yards after that.
So at the same time, I just can't see what's his face.
Driscoll winning games.
I just can't see the Broncos winning games with Jeff Driscoll plus all the injuries they already have.
Who do they play next week?
Oh, they play the Jets.
Okay, that's an automatic win. Wait.
Week 4.
Denver plays Tampa.
Oh yeah, we talked about
Jets.
this. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they could beat the Jets, but that's just a snooze fest, probably.
Yeah, well, that's whoever plays the Jets is automatic.
So why the hell do they have to put the worst games on Thursday Night Football?
Oh yeah,
I swear the schedule makers, they look at the schedule week by week. They pick the absolute worst game and they put
Broncos Bengals. What is this? Jaguars Dolphins this week?
They put the bad games that are only on NFL Network early on, and then I think
Fox gets it like after week 5 or something. Or I think
week 5 is when they start putting good games, and that like week 5 Thursday Night Football is Bears Buccaneers. Week 6 Thursday Night Football is Chiefs Bills. Like from there it gets good. But the first couple weeks they always make it bad, just because it's only on NFL Network.
I guess.
Pittsburgh looking like a contender though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That stacked defense, and then Roethlisberger looking like vintage Roethlisberger. Maybe the best group of receivers, a top 5 group of receivers in the league.
No.
Potentially.
No. I wouldn't say that.
I don't know. Deontay Johnson has looked good. And Juju is Juju.
Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool had an 80-yard touchdown.
Well, let's think.
Washington's been decent.
Let's think. So the Buccaneers are probably number 1. Saints number 2. Falcons, Saints.
Dallas, no, Saints. What?
Actually, no. Oh, Thomas, Sanders, and who else do they have?
Nobody.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
I'm talking about overall.
Tre'Quan Smith,
yeah. All right, let's see. All right, Dallas Buccaneers, Falcons, Lions.
No, not Lions.
No.
With Galladay and Jones.
Yeah, but after that it's like weak.
Yeah.
And even then, Marvin Jones hasn't played that well so far.
Danny Amendola.
Rams.
Do you imagine
the Rams?
Imagine if the Packers had a number 2 receiver. They would be a scary team.
Browns, I guess.
Yeah. All right, so they're not top 5 then.
No, but they don't have a number. They don't have a number 3 anyway. The Browns don't have a number 3 either.
Doesn't matter. They have OBJ. OBJ and Jarvis are kind of overrated. Yeah, I don't know.
Big facts.
I mean, and then game first game of the season, they had Benny Snell rush for over 100 yards, and then yesterday Connor ran for over.
Connor's back. Well, because Connor got injured, so they just gave Benny Snell the ball.
Well, yeah, but that just goes to show that
Their
their
offensive
backup
line
running
is
back is
just.
still pretty solid.
Well, Snell didn't do good this week.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, because
Well, he
Connor was back healthy.
So yeah, so start Connor again.
Hope he gets
Too
injured
bad
next
I
week
benched
again,
him.
just to piss
Hey,
you off.
hey, we do not. All right, next
Yeah,
game
I'm gonna
we
get
got the
copy striked
Rams.
again.
Next game we have the Rams beating the Eagles 37-19. Um,
The Eagles are so bad.
Dude, there's so many injuries. The offensive line, it's like a bunch of rugby players are hurt.
yeah, but
they're
at the
just
same time,
bad.
Wentz is playing terrible.
Yeah, because he has no time in the pocket.
No. He's had yesterday. He had a pretty solid amount of time.
Dude, how?
First
Listen, all you
First
need to
game,
say.
maybe you could make that explanation, but like this time, no.
All you need to say is that the man played so bad he got booed by
Fake
fans that weren't
yeah.
in the stands. Like that's all you need to know.
Yeah,
How do you
that
manage
is-
to
that's
do that?
sad.
that is a pretty good point. Oh man, I mean, Miles Sanders had a good game, but otherwise, not much good for the Eagles in this game. Like, honestly, you're telling me 26 of 43, 242 yards and two picks is good?
And 0 touchdowns. Oh, actually, he had a rushing touchdown.
I mean, Deshaun Jackson had 6 catches, 64 yards, not bad. But like I said, besides
Chiefs.
him and Miles Sanders, they really didn't do much. Tyler Higbee though had 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I don't understand how Tyler Higbee is suddenly good
Of
or
course-
suddenly became good at the end of last season.
And all the
Bro, screw Tyler Higbee. I lost my fantasy matchup.
same, dude. I had to go against Aaron Jones, Tyler Higbee. So let alone those two people scored more points than I did. So I don't know. I got destroyed. And also,
The Rams are looking good, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna wait to make my official
And then the
official
Eagles,
prediction on them.
and then the Eagles
Yeah,
let
them a few
Dale
weeks.
Henderson run all over them. I mean, come on. 7 yards per carry. How are you gonna let that happen?
Cooper Kupp had 9 yards per carry, 2 for 19. The Eagles are
9.5
just
to
bad,
be
man.
exact.
The Eagles are just bad. Like, there's no way.
Plus 0-16.
No, not 0-16. They play the Giants.
Someone has to win the NFC East.
Yeah, and that's gonna be the football team at this point.
It's gonna be the football team, bro. I'm still on the bandwagon for the football team, even though they lost yesterday.
Yeah,
good
but they
either.
played the Cardinals though.
Whereas, and then on the other side, you could see all 4 teams from the NFC West making the playoffs.
Yeah.
My God.
Actually,
next
not
game-
the 49ers because of all their injuries.
Well, actually, that's the next game. 49ers 31, Jets 13. The Jets.
The Jets
How,
are so
okay, how
Bottom
do you
5
get
team.
blown out by like a B team?
No, not bottom 5, Idris. Bottom 1, خلاص. They're
Or
the
that.
worst.
I was gonna say I should see them ranked 32 in every single
Yeah,
power ranking.
they
I
should.
see.
You literally got blown out by a B team. Of
I
a
think
team that's
Alabama's
playing
better
I
than
other
don't know
back.
if you
Yeah.
guys saw this, but it was a 3rd and 31.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
and the guy went like 50 yards.
How do you 55 yards?
Literally,
Wow,
everyone
one
knows
First
it's
play of the
gonna
game
be
was an 80-yard rushing touchdown.
either a
You knew
screen
they
or
were
a draw
gone.
play and you don't stop it. How?
Dude, that team is so bad.
That's so funny.
Man,
Dude, Adam Gase needs to be fired automatically. It's like,
I'm gonna
there's
ask a
no
question
doubt.
about Gase a little bit later once we get to the other teams. Then the 49ers, yeah, Garoppolo's hurt, Mostert's hurt,
Well-
Coleman's hurt,
Kettle's coming back next week though.
Samuel is hurt,
Yeah.
Kittle should be coming back next week. Ironically, it's Jarek McKinnon and Jordan Reed who are not hurt.
The Shaitan guy.
Facts. That is. I didn't think about that. That's so ironic.
What?
The two injury riddled people are the only 2 that aren't
Oh.
injured on their offense.
The Shaitan got injured too.
Who's that?
Nick
Who's that?
Bosa. Nick Bosa.
Sherman. Oh yeah, I forgot Sherman's out too.
Oh yeah, he's been out for a while.
Oh yeah, Bosa tore his ACL. So did Tom.
Wait,
Thomas,
Bosa
I
tore his
think.
Nick
ACL?
Bosa tore his ACL.
Hey, but the good news for
That's what he
the
gets.
49ers, next 3 games, Giants, Eagles, Dolphins.
Okay, so
Yeah.
So
The
they
thing
can
is,
still
though,
Is
be
Jimmy
they
coming-
play the Giants in MetLife, and that's where half the injuries just happen.
is Jimmy Garoppolo playing next week?
So the NFL might have to do something about that. I don't know if Garoppolo's gonna play next week.
So
yeah.
is Nick Mullins time?
Ugh, sucks.
How about they gotta get Kaepernick back.
Oh, this is an awful.
Bruh. All right.
They need to
Now,
trade for
Garoppolo,
Andy
they said
Dalton.
Garoppolo, they said week to week, so I think he'll
I
probably
heard-
miss next week, but then come back.
Well, at least Kittle's coming back next week for them.
I heard 2 to 6. I thought, or is that Mostert?
No, that was a lock.
Oh, my bad.
Next game, Bills 31, Dolphins 28.
Dolphins surprised us.
The Dolphins almost came back. Josh Allen had a great game again. Not willing to say he's good yet, but I mean, so far he's been proving me wrong.
The fact that the Dolphins were in this game kind of scares me away from the Bills.
Or the Dolphins are good.
This is true.
Stephon Diggs, bro. I don't know if he ended the game with it, but like Stephon Diggs, at least through the first 3 quarters, had more receiving yards than the Vikings had passing yards yesterday.
He had 153. That honestly might have held up. 153. Let me see how much Kirk Cousins had.
113. LOL.
What?
Oh man.
Oh, that's
Stephon Diggs
embarrassing.
is laughing somewhere. Oh my. Well, that is very, very bad. I mean, how are you gonna let that happen?
Trash.
Like we said, the Vikings suck. Though we established that already.
Bills are looking like the favorites for the AFC East, like I expected. Dolphins struggling a little, but they could still be a sleeper team if they can bounce back from this. Possibly. Let's see. Next game,
It was a brutal
Lions
schedule.
Packers. Packers won 42-21.
Aaron Rodgers is just different.
They really drafted Jordan Love just to unleash another Aaron Rodgers.
I think that was their
Bro,
that was their plan.
Bro,
all
they're
along.
so smart. I was thinking about that yesterday. They first 2 rounds, they got Jordan Love and they got AJ Dillon. And what has that done? Motivated their best 2 offensive players to be even better. They both went off yesterday.
Yeah, they had enough.
Yeah, the Packers currently looking like the best team in the NFC North. Currently, so don't attack me.
The Bears coming up.
Detroit, I mean, they had another lead.
They stink.
So
11-point lead this time, but they gave it up before halftime. And then
thought
they
it
were
was
only down
wasn't it
17
14-0 at one point?
They were only down 17-14 at halftime, and then they give up a 75-yard touchdown run, and the game is over. So, you tell me whose fault that is, Matt Patricia. Terrible. Right now, throughout the first 2 games, I don't know if it'll stay this way, but Detroit and Minnesota fighting for last in the NFC North. We'll see if that holds up throughout the season. I know you guys want to talk about this game. The Cowboys coming back and beating the Falcons 40-39 because the Falcons don't know how to recover an onside kick.
What is wrong with the Falcons? Like, there's just no way.
First off, why did they just let the ball roll? If they jumped on it, that would have been a big deal. Just jump on it, you would have gotten the ball.
Staring contest with the ball, just daring it to cross 10 yards. Like, I don't think do they not know the rules that he can like grab it before it goes 10 yards?
Well, because of a lack of a preseason, they didn't.
I
Yeah.
thought They knew it had to go 10 yards. They thought, oh, it wasn't going to go 10 yards. Then randomly it did. But
No,
even then,
Idris,
they should have been boxing out the Cowboys players.
I'm saying
And they just
the
weren't.
Falcons. The Falcons. Does it like can they
They
grab
don't
it
have to
before it goes
wait.
10 yards?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
So they didn't
can.
even have to wait. They just looked at it while it was just rolling on the ground.
I mean, people were saying, oh, they're probably coached, don't dive on it unless you're 100% sure you can
I
get
get
it. And that's
stupid.
fair.
Jump on it. You don't get a
But you
flag or
still need to
anything.
get it. Yeah, you still need to get it.
Dude, just grab the ball, forehead. It's not that hard.
I mean, they were only up 20-0 because the Cowboys decided to
Fumble.
fumble 3 times in the first quarter and fail a fake punt.
Oh, those fake punts were were hilarious, though. I can't lie. Those two fake punts.
No, seriously, what is Mike McCarthy doing? Yeah, I'm gonna fake punt in a game, not once, but twice.
No,
Dude,
it's their.
if they would have lost this game,
You know-
Mike McCarthy damn near
You know
would
why
have
they're
been already
fake?
on the
You know
hot
why they're
seat.
fake punting? Because special teams coordinator for the Cowboys came from Los Angeles, and you know what Los Angeles does with the fake punts and stuff.
All right, bro, you don't have Johnny
So-
Hecker though.
Right, Johnny Hecker, biggest arm in the league as a punter.
So stupid. And then, I mean, yeah, and then otherwise with the Falcons, the offense goes off, 39 points, but like the defense gives up all 40 points. I mean, come on.
Just the defense, like, dude. To me, it's not even on the offense, although like it is a little bit. You gotta be able to get in your 5 minute offense and drain the clock. But a lot of it goes on the defense. Like, what more do you want your offense to do? They scored 39 points. You couldn't win the game.
Wait, who deserves to be fired most? Matt Patricia, Adam Gase, or Dan Quinn?
Case. Is that even a
I don't know.
question? It's Case.
I
It
can
is
see
worth
why
a
you would
question
say
because
either
at
two.
least-
It's
At
Case. It's obvious.
because the Falcons
For
are
me-
such a talented team and they're playing like this.
Yeah, sure.
At least the Jets, like, we know they suck. At least we know they lack talent at a lot of positions.
Still Case.
No, I think Robert Quinn though, because they've had such a talented team for so many years. Even like I want to say maybe even before the 28-3 Super Bowl, and like they just can't get it done.
You know, it's just disappointing.
Yeah.
Facts. Dak had a great game, but their defense is also not without blame. They struggled too. You know. So we'll see how that happens. I honestly thought the Falcons would win, bounce back. I don't have a lot of faith in either one of these teams if they make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't think either will make the playoffs.
I think the Cowboys are literally gonna get handed a playoff spot just because the division sucks.
The Falcons are disappointing right now, so we'll see about that. Alright, the next game. The Cardinals beat Washington 30-15. This was not as good of a game as I thought it would be.
Same. I think the offense underperformed.
Haskins struggled. Yeah, they really couldn't do much offensively, and they did not know how to stop Kyler Murray when he was running around.
Yeah. 8 rushes for 67 yards. And 2 touchdowns, too.
I would think the Cardinals at this point they look exactly like what's it called? They look like a playoff team for sure.
Mhm.
And then
And they have 2 more easy 3 more easy games in a row, so they can easily start off 5-0.
Oh yeah,
And they
because 5-0
play,
before just like that. That would be kind of crazy, honestly.
and
Um,
they play. Then they have 2 tough games against Dallas and Seattle. But that's far in the future, so we don't gotta worry about it.
Kyler's there. Um, Kyler could possibly be an MVP candidate. So far, he's up there.
Tyler.
Is there most improved
I
in
don't think so.
in the NFL?
No, there's comeback player of the year, but that's
They,
not really
if
Okay.
Alex Smith plays more than 1 snap, then they gotta give it to him. Let's
Mhm.
see.
Um, and then in terms of Washington, they could still win this division, but Haskins has to get better. It was not a
Yeah,
good game
the
yesterday.
the offense has to be better.
Then we got Chiefs Chargers. The Chiefs won 23-20, game winning field goal in overtime.
Chiefs
Harrison
scared me,
Buck,
bro. They didn't
bro.
look that good.
I wish we had Harrison Butker. I mean, balls of steel, bro. 53 yards, 58, then 58 to win the game, even though half of them didn't count.
Bears should trade for Harrison Butker.
Everyone's attacking. Everyone's saying, what's his face? Is stupid for not going out for it on 4th and 1 at his own 34 in overtime.
No, you
I'm
gotta
not gonna
trust your
say
defense there.
I'm not gonna say it was the right decision, but it's you know, the defense had been doing well against Mahomes that far so far, and then if they don't convert on 4th
And the game's
with
already
a
over
rookie
because they're
quarterback in his first game, as he wasn't even expecting to play because Tyrod had some flare up right before the game. That's just extremely risky. And if you fail, everyone's like, "Why would you go for it?" And they literally can kick a field goal on the next play if they feel like it. It would be. I'm not gonna say, "Oh, you should definitely punt it," but it was definitely worth being
I think it
okay.
was the right decision.
Yeah, I'm leaning that way too. Um, what else? And then
Slow start for the Chiefs. I wasn't expecting that.
it is what it is. They still won,
Yeah. Like we said with the Bears, a win is a win.
and Mahomes completely took over late in the game.
Hmm.
Used his
Oh,
legs a
a
lot.
point of concern: Mahomes having more rushing yards than Edwards-Helaire.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
definitely.
the Chargers defense is good. They shut down Edwards-Helaire pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm saying again, perfectly fine with trusting your offense. I mean your defense to get at least one more stop, and then we'll see what happens. Um. Again, I think the Chargers have a clear path to second in the division now, considering Denver's has all their
Banged up.
injuries. I
Yeah.
don't really believe in the Raiders.
I,
Then next game we got the Ravens and the Texans. The Ravens won 33-16.
Texans suck.
I hate the Texans. I hope they go 0-16.
Yeah, they won't, but right now,
At this point, an 0-16 season is probably the only thing that'll get Bill O'Brien fired.
would it be worth it?
Yes.
Actually, yeah, it would probably be worth it for Texans fans because they have their entire team locked. They have Tunsil and Watson locked up. That direct snap to Ingram where he took it to the house, that was pretty funny.
On a 4th and 1 too.
Bro.
Like, dude, you guys, you're terrible.
Imagine being that bad.
And it doesn't get easier for the Texans. Next week they have to play Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
At
they're
Pittsburgh.
screwed.
Hope they get demolished.
Oh, 16. The season's over for them.
No, there's
Hey,
the
but then they play the Vikings the week after.
Oh, that's a trash fest. I guarantee you there's gonna be a lot of things going wrong during that game.
He said that's a trash fest. Ravens looking good though, looking dominant too.
Ravens look even more dominant than the Chiefs so far, and that's big because they play Monday night next week in Baltimore.
Gonna be
For
fun.
that game. That's gonna be such a lit game.
If they win that game, the Ravens are looking at a 16-0 season. If they can beat the Chiefs.
Maybe.
Yeah, other than the Chiefs, the toughest teams on the schedule would be the Steelers twice and the Patriots.
Yeah, they don't have a hard schedule.
Maybe. We'll see. Again, I'm just more excited for that Monday night game.
Yeah, facts.
And then our last NFL game to talk about: Seattle beating New England 35-30 on a last-second goal line stand, of course. And the Patriots this time should have passed. How
Oh,
ironic!
the irony, dude! They made it so obvious. They
No,
made
to
it
be
so
fair-
obvious that it was
to be
going
fair,
Newman.
The play right before it, when they did the same thing, they got to the goal line. That time, they snuck the fullback out, and he caught a touchdown. That they should have done the same thing, but I guess they assumed Seattle would have one guy watching that, but they didn't really. At the same time, though, what a game! And
Came
Cam
to the
looks,
last
Bro.
play.
and Russ looks like the MVP so far.
But I think the Patriots should trade for like maybe not a star receiver because I think that's gonna cost them too much. But if they can trade it for like another mid-tier level guy, they need a receiver.
You can't really trust Belichick to trade or draft receivers.
True.
traded a
Belichick
second
knows what
for
he's
Sanu.
doing.
I mean, he traded a second for Sanu.
And he got dropped, so. But I guess
And-
they like Edelman as like just as a
It's gonna be a problem once they play teams later in the season. But like so far, they'll be fine considering they're mostly a running team anyway.
they should get a guy. I don't know, maybe like Marvin Jones. I don't know,
Like they could
know.
still make the playoffs.
Who'd be a receiver that they could trade for?
Golden Tate maybe.
Allen Robinson.
Hell no.
I don't really know. There's not that many.
Hypnotizes
Belichick knows his magic.
I don't know.
Golden Tate, Marvin Jones. Trying to think of good receivers on bad teams, or like veteran receivers on like young teams.
AJ Green.
Ooh,
Ooh, that could.
ooh, I like that low key. I don't know. I think the Bengals like him though. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think the Bengals can get. He is on. It's some maybe. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. But will Belichick be able to be willing to give up that as like what's needed
Maybe.
to trade for him?
Kenny Stills maybe. But I don't know how much he would help.
Yeah.
There's a few guys out there. Still, Cam had a great game, rushing and passing. For everyone who thought he was washed and done. I'm annoyed.
I forgot how much I love Cam.
I am sick of all the pundits who think, "Oh, look at all these teams that didn't sign him for the minimum." Like as if Cam was gonna sign for the minimum with any team.
Facts.
Like it's the Patriots, it's Belichick. Like it's different.
Give me the minimum. If I was an NFL QB, like if I was in this position, I'm probably not taking the minimum anywhere else. To be honest.
And then right now, Seattle looks like the best team in the NFC. They need to acquire some sort of pass rusher though, badly, because they have a good secondary, but they need some pass rush.
Should have bought back Clowney.
Or he should have stayed.
Or he should have stayed, yeah.
But and then tonight we got New Orleans and the Raiders.
In my opinion, it could be a great game.
I hope it is.
Me
I
too.
think the Saints will win. But first game in Las Vegas in the NFL history should be fun.
Mm.
All right. That concludes our NFL segment. Let's move quickly to our last segment of the day. Couple NBA action to tell you about. So the Celtics are now only down 2-1. They rallied and beat Miami, controlled the game from the end of the first half onward. Jaylen Brown had an amazing game. I mean, defensively, he literally was cutting through, was picking off all of Miami's passes. Tatum had a great game too, and then what's his face? Miami just weren't hitting as many threes as they're used to.
They almost came back.
They
Yeah,
did, but
almost.
like Boston was still up 10 throughout most of the second half.
He always come back. They always are losing by like 18 points in
They-
every single game, and they come back.
They fight
They
to
like-
the end.
Yeah,
fight
they
to the
stay
end.
in it, and then at the end they just make like a resurgent attempt for a comeback.
What's up with comebacks
I like
this year? So many comebacks.
Then
Unfortunately, they won't play Game 4 today. They'll play it Wednesday. Because they were
I'm fine with
scared.
that.
Because they were scared in case it was a sweep, whereas the Western Conference Finals will go longer. But that might backfire. We'll see. So it's honestly great because if they were down 3-0, not only would they be down 3-0, they'd also have to wait 4 days in between that. And then at that point, they would just be like, screw it, and lose.
Mm.
At least now they have a chance. I think they'll tie it in Game 4, but Miami will still pull it out in Game 7.
I think Miami's going to take 3-1 lead. My
Really?
opinion, yeah.
I don't know. I'm hoping Jimmy.
I want the
Takes-
series to go
I'm
7.
hoping Jimmy takes more shots. I get that he's not
Yeah.
trying to be like.
Yeah, but they're winning, though. He knows how to win.
Well, yeah, but I would prefer like when you start losing a little, you'd hope he'd start taking over
Yeah.
a little bit more. You know,
Facts.
He knows,
Make a
like
good
we
point.
know how good he is.
he knows what he's doing, though.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying he isn't. I'm saying I would prefer if he shot the ball just literally like 5 times more per game.
Yeah.
It would just be more efficient for him in general and for the team. Instead of like honestly, Olynyk's shots can all go to Jimmy. I don't need to see Kelly Olynyk taking shots.
Facts.
Banging shots left and right.
It's just the way he plays. He's one of those. He's a star where like he doesn't mind not taking shots if it's for the betterment of the team. But like still, 13 field goals for like the, and he's supposed to be the superstar. I don't like that.
You'd think like 18, 17, 18 field goals would be much better.
Mhm.
Also, it's funny how someone was mentioning like, oh, the Andre Iguodala trade is now the Jay Crowder trade. I'm pretty sure Crowder has been playing much more than Iguodala and better than him.
Yeah.
Iguodala played 7 minutes and did absolutely nothing.
He's got to do more too. They're relying on him as one of their better defenders.
They have like that all defense lineup where they put in Crowder, Iggy, Derrick Jones Jr., Jimmy Butler.
Oh no, who do you guys think will end up being better, Duncan Robinson or Tyler Hero?
Hero?
Hero.
Yeah, that's what I think too. That's what I
I
think too.
think I think Duncan Robinson has a potential to have that Ray Allen type of career.
Maybe. Yeah, I think Hero is like Corver, who can like a ball handling Corver. You know, he can run
Yeah.
the offense. Robinson, he can't. He's just a shooter, more or less.
Bro, they have the like intangibles to turn into like a Stephen Clay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. And then the last thing to
I'm just
talk.
hoping the series goes 7.
Yeah, and then the last thing to talk about. Lakers are now up 2-0. Uh,
Anthony freaking Davis.
Game one they dominated, and then yesterday game two close. The Nuggets came back, took the lead with Jokic, in the post with 20 seconds. They got a defensive stop, but the ball went out of bounds, went back to the Lakers. And then Michael Malone decides, why don't I put in Mason Plumlee to guard Anthony Davis on this last
Ends up
play?
guarding LeBron
So
James.
it totally nothing bad will happen.
Mason Plumlee's an idiot. He went under the screen when there was already 2 people over
He
there.
ends up guarding
Like, I don't
LeBron
know. I don't know if you
James.
guys watched. Obviously, you guys watched the play, but I
Let
don't
me
know if
tell
you
you
saw the
this.
angle.
I saw first. Okay, first I saw a replay which showed, apparently Plumlee told Grant to switch. No, I don't believe
Dude,
that.
you
Even if he
can't
did,
switch that. Like,
that's not. Yeah, that's not something you switch. And even then, he didn't communicate it clearly at all. First, second, when Davis starts
he
sprinting
just
to the
ran
sideline,
behind them.
when he starts sprinting, it takes Plumlee a full second to realize, oh God, he ran away from me, and then he starts running toward him. To try and get himself bailed out, he tells Grant late to switch, which makes no
And then
sense.
Jokic has to close out
They
late.
were too focused on LeBron as if because LeBron was not even really in the play. And then Jokic almost tries to bail Plumlee out and fails. I don't know what Malone was thinking putting in Plumlee at that point.
All
And
of them are
I don't
idiots. Everybody's idiots.
and I don't know what Plumlee was thinking. They should have had that game in the bag. Great shot by AD, but come on.
He yelled Kobe. That's how you knew it was gonna go in.
But
Uh,
however, extreme. Just I don't know what they were doing there. You can't
it's
expect to
almost
make
disappointing.
can't expect to make the finals if you're gonna make mistakes like that late in the game.
Disappointing almost for the.
It is disappointing. Now it makes game three a must win.
Uh-huh.
If they go down 3-0, I don't care how much they've come back from down 3-1. They can't come back from down 3-0.
Yeah.
Jokic had a great game.
Murray
Freaking
had a decent game.
Porter was so bad defensively that they had to put in PJ Dozier late in the game for him. I'm sorry, I can't. Porter and Kuzma are just absolutely terrible. Maybe not terrible, but they
You hate
can't.
Kuzma too?
They can't play. They don't do anything except like their only thing is scoring, and when they're not scoring, nothing. They don't contribute anything at all. Why do you
Doing
think Porter
stupid
was?
stuff.
Maybe I know Porter wasn't. It wasn't his worst game yesterday, but part of why he wasn't in late in the game, and they put in a guy who has not played that much in the playoffs, is because at least they trust that guy's defense. They don't trust Porter's defense at all.
Yeah.
But those 4 missed free throws from
Oh yeah,
Dozier.
those hurt. Those definitely hurt.
He makes those. The game is over.
Mm. It is what it is. They have to game three. They need to come back. They have to figure out their defensive game plan throughout the game. Their only 100% reliable defender that starts is Grant. Like they have to figure out Grant can take one of LeBron or AD. They have to figure out a way how they're gonna stop the other double teams, whatever it is.
Yeah. If you have Grant on LeBron and then double team AD, maybe that's probably, and then literally just try and let anyone else beat you. That's probably their best hope.
Yeah, like KCP, Danny Green, those guys, they haven't been bad, but they're not gonna beat you. Take care of the other guys. Focus on them first. Do not put Mason Plumlee on Anthony Davis. Don't even play Mason Plumlee, please. I'm begging you. Don't. Literally, cut him right now. Get him out of the bubble. Ugh.
Get him out of the bubble. Just kick him out. Close. We don't want him anymore.
Just ban him from Disney, let alone.
Send an anonymous tip to Adam Silver and say he had a woman in his room like Daniel House.
Yeah, accuse him of breaking the guidelines. That's an easy way to get him out of there.
Anyway, that concludes our episode for today. As usual.
What a fun weekend of sports.
Subscribe to the podcast. And we'll be back with you Wednesday. See y'all.